Brother Minutester.
I've been making hip-hop music since I was 8 years old. By any means necessary. This was the 80s and I was a little kid. There was no producing or recording equipment in sight. I think it's dope that now if you have passion and talent, you can make beats and record yourself in your computer, on your phone, and immediately release it to the world. But I also am proud of the era that I came from, because no lack of equipment was going to stop us from participating and contributing to the culture and the art that we loved. It just forced us to be really creative about how to get our ideas out. Like everyone else during those days, I wore out the pause button on my parents' double cassette deck, plugging the headphones into the mic jack to try to record my rhymes. And even if you master that process, you end up with a hissy, almost unlistenable recording. You probably couldn't sell it, no one was gonna play it on the radio, nobody was gonna hear it except for your friends, and they wouldn't even be able to understand what was going on unless they also were going through that same process. But for me it was glorious because the ideas that were in my head and in my heart are now on the tape. When I got out of high school, I met these independent artists that were recording and actually releasing the music that they made at home. I was so inspired by that I made my own project. I produced my whole Rites of Passage demo tape on an old computer with a program that wasn't even meant to produce or record music on. I went on to work with Grammy-winning, respected hip-hop producers. My whole career I've had access to amazing music. I thought that I was done making beats. I figured that I don't need to do this anymore. But even when the necessity to make beats left, the love of it never did.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I announced a new album, but the videos and all the promo material was taking too long. So I needed some sort of musical content that would let people know that there's a new album coming. I grabbed a record that I had been meaning to flip, hooked up a really bare bones, simple beat. I started to think the words and then just record them as they came to me, almost like I was freestyling, but in little 4-bar sections. When I got to a minute, I knew that I could post that on Instagram. So I put a little tag with the album information that I was trying to promote, and I called it Brother Minutester. And the response was overwhelming. People were like, yo, is this from the new album? This is gonna be dope. I can't wait to hear this record. So I'm like, nah, that's not the album, but that was fun. I kept on doing that process over and over and over again. Not obsessing over the lyrics the way I usually do, just record them the moment that they're occurring to me. Even when the album dropped and I was on tour, I'd be on stage at a sold-out show, fantasizing about when I get back to the hotel room or to the tour bus, so I could flip a quick beat and kick a rhyme into the microphone on the laptop. These little 1-minute songs became a sacred space to me. It's literally like being 12 years old in my room again, making music for myself. The first dream of every musician is to find your voice and then find an audience that wants to hear and support what you have to say. But the minute you find that, the goal has to be, how do I make sure that this remains something that I'm doing for myself?